Hello, YouTube. Welcome to my channel, Marriage, Politics, and Sports. There's another episode of my Sunday dinner with my loved ones, my daughters, my wife. We sit around and we break bread. So they wanted me to repeat making my lamb chops. So I got this new smoker, right? I mentioned that before, and I just like to use it, right? So I'm gonna smoke everything, right? So I'm gonna go through my still shots of my preparation and what I did. Some of it is repetitive, but the flavors are always just a little bit different. So last time I did uh, some pork chops, of course I smoked them and I put them on the grill. But this time I found a whole bunch of pork. I'm not pork chop, lamb chops was $6.99 a pound. So this sounded really reasonable to me. So I kind of bought too many. So I grilled half of them and I baked the other half, but I smoked them all. So without further ado, we're just gonna go right over to my prep and into it. It's still gonna be a short video. Okay, so this is how I start out, right? I lay out as much of the ingredients as I can. I bought this cooking board a while ago, man. It's my best friend. I don't even know if my wife uses it. I use it for almost everything. I sit down and I just chop things up. Anyway, so this is some of the other ingredients I have, and we're just gonna click through this. You see some broth, some onions, some peppers, scallops, bok choy, some mushrooms, and there's some other things also that's not on the screen, but we'll keep going. All right, so for I prepare what I'm gonna bake, right? So I'm gonna bake half of these lamb chops, but I always have a basic layer of vegetables and onions and stuff underneath the lamb chops to give it flavor from the bottom up and to create like a broth or a gravy that we could use later. But whether we wanted to crock pot some soup or some rice or some vegetables, some beans, all that stuff really sounds good. And it will have that smoky flavor too. And that's what I'm gonna tell you about how I did that as well. So this is when I put all the stuff in there. So I just laid the lamb chops on top of that. But before I did that, uh, what I did was I kept prep. So here's seasoning the scallops and the shrimp and stuff like that. So, and when I started the smoker, I put the lamb chops in the smoker, of course. But what I didn't show, I don't have a picture of this. This I put some broth in this mixture of onions, peppers, some parsley, mushrooms. I put some vegetable broth in here, and I also put it just like this in the smoker, right? So this bottom broth has some smoke in it as well. So I put it in the smoker, and then I took the lamb chops out and put them on the grill. The other ones I put in the oven. I didn't take a picture of that. So this would be the ones in the ovens. It had a lot of liquid, a lot of fluid after I put it in the oven. So I put it in the oven for an extra couple of hours. And I kind of timed it with grilling these lamb chops because they didn't take that long to grill. There's the shrimp and the scallops. This is my rice pilaf, and of course, it's the Alfredo bok choy Alfredo. Put a little cornstarch in there to thicken it up just enough, and very this is very tasty. So here's like the so-called money shot, right? Um, it's all good. So that's on the picture of the thumbnail. And so this is good. I mean, when it's funny because when you cook the food, you could barely eat. So I just barely finished this. And these weren't big portions. The lamb chops were decent size, but just got a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Bok choy was excellent. I love bok choy. And the Alfredo sauce, this lended a nice little consistency and some flavor. And then, of course, the shrimp and the scallops were seasoned really well, and the smoke flavor just every time you bit them, it just kind of busts out, and just the flavor is explosive. So this was pretty much it. It wasn't hard. Um, didn't take that long to cook. I enjoy doing it. So of course, the wife and the daughters, they enjoy it themselves. They always do. So me and the wife, we she cooks from time to time, and I made her up her game. You know what I'm saying? Her game has always been nice, but she said, "Hey, listen, you know what? You might not be making a video of my stuff, but I got to up my game." So she made some turkey wings last week, which were absolutely fantastic, and some other stuff. So we go back and forth. Listen, I'm the retired one, and she's working. So every so often, when she comes home on a Thursday night, I'll have something cooked as well. Since I'm here, I do my thing. So she's a modern woman with perks. Anyway, so listen, uh, if you haven't done this and you have family members with you at home, and you guys are all helter skelter going 100 different directions, find a day and start cooking dinner and sitting down at the table with everybody. And you'll be surprised the kind of conversations you just naturally start to get into, and you can start building a tradition. So if you haven't done that, you need to do that. I mean, uh, it's something that I remember when we were growing up in the hectic days. Sunday dinners were where we just had everybody around the table. And yes, it was true. My grandfather got the big piece of chicken, and he got served first. So we always waited for him to have his plate. Then everybody else dug in. It was every man and woman for themselves after that. And so with that, our pain marriage, bon appetit maybe. Our pain marriage, politics, and sports over and out.